Hi, this is Jeremy Kellett, Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking. I'm your host for this podcast. This is episode 61. I want to start off on this episode by saying there are a lot of great things about trucking. And making a living at trucking is really good. You can make great money. You got freedom. You get to see all parts of the country. But also, it can be hard on a marriage sometimes. It can be a hard way of life for a lot of people. And I've got a couple of guests here that is husband and wife that drive for Oakley Trucking and have for about a year or close to a year. And we'll talk to them a little bit about what they do. They ride, the wife rides with them, with him, Brian, and we're going to get a little insight on what they do during the week when they're driving, going down the road, what takes place in their marriage, how it helps their marriage, how it can hurt the marriage, riding together. We'll just get into a little bit about also their success stories and some stuff with Oakley Trucking that they've had. So it's Brian and Beverly. We're going to visit with them in just a minute and talk to them about their life at Oakley Trucking. But first, let's check in with Vickie Chastain on this week's Need to Know segment sponsored by Lube Zone.
It's one thing to stay on top of your health at home, but truck drivers face many extra challenges being on the road for long lengths of time. Over-the-road truck drivers are twice as likely to develop obesity, which can cause hypertension, diabetes, and other chronic conditions. There are specific health requirements you must meet to keep your CDL. A few tips for staying healthy as a truck driver are: eat clean. Consider grabbing a salad or some almonds rather than a hot dog. Stay hydrated. Our bodies are 60% water, which is necessary to expel waste and toxins from our systems. Exercise regularly. After a long day being behind the wheel, spending 15 minutes taking a brisk walk or stretching will help you feel rejuvenated by the fresh air and decompressing from the confines of your truck seat. I'm Vickie Chastain, and that's this week's Need to Know segment.
A lot of people don't know who Lube Zone is today. A lot of your drivers out there, if they go, oh, you're Beeline or your Old Truck King or whatever, a lot of them have probably been in our stores at one time out there.
So that's Lube Zone.
That's Lube Zone.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got 11 locations. We're heavy in Texas, obviously. And then we have one in Sarah, Oklahoma, Carnesville, Georgia, and then 3 in Northern California. Our most recent acquisition build was in Laredo, Texas. And then the one we'll probably build next will be Dallas, Texas.
Doing a good job. LubeZone.com. Tell them you heard it on the Oakley Podcast. Okay, so let's get started on today's episode and talking to Brian Gann and Beverly. We're going to visit with them a little bit today. How you guys doing today?
We're pretty good, good.
Glad y'all joined me here on the Oakley Podcast. I know it was a surprise. We get in here a while ago, and Beverly has a fit on us. She says, what do you mean this is in video? What are y'all doing videoing this? I think Brian acted like he didn't know that, but I think he did, Beverly.
Did he?
I'm just kidding. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in and doing this. I know we kind of persuaded you into doing this because, Brian, you're here with swapping divisions, going from an end dump to a pneumatic tank, and which is good, and we'll get into that in a minute too. But first, I want to hear a little bit about y'all to give our audience an idea of what you do, where you live, how long you been at Oakley, how long you been together, and your family real quick. You want
how we met and everything?
Well, you don't have to do all it. You don't have to get in detail, but you can if you
I
want to.
got into trucking?
Yeah.
I got into trucking to make money.
Yeah.
Then at that time, I wanted to be lazy, and I thought, man, that's a lazy man's job, sitting and driving all the time. I kind of didn't like a warehouse and standing up all the time and wanted to adventure and seeing different places. But, everything's a slap in the face sometimes when I got out there. It's a little more work than what I thought and a little more stressful. And I learned what exhaustion was, but something kept me with it. And some mornings I'd wake up and be in New Mexico. And
How long you been driving?
I've been driving 23 years.
Oh, pretty good. And where do y'all live?
We live in
Hoover, Alabama.
Hoover, Alabama.
How long y'all been there?
I've been there.
She's been there pretty much all her life. But,
Okay.
I lived in Tennessee and moved with my mom, and she come over to see a neighbor, and we just kept talking, and trucking's what brought us together. We wanted to.
I wanted to travel.
We wasn't even talking about, at that time, we weren't even talking about being together. We just going to be friends and hey, hit the road for a while. And then one thing led to another, and here we are, and we trucking on down the road.
Got married.
Got married. How long you been married?
It took us 3 times to get married.
Now,
though.
explain that, Beverly.
Well, we printed it off, the marriage thing that you got to fill out.
Okay.
And somehow we cut it off. You can't cut it off. It's got to be the whole sheet.
Gotcha.
So then, we had to, the second time, we forgot to get it notarized. So we had to go back and get it. So we went the third time, we decided to do it right there at that courthouse in Birmingham.
At the third time, I started thinking,
So we went.
Maybe we don't need to be doing it.
Right.
So,
Men get jitters,
So we went in there and they got a computer station. You print it all out and everything. But when we got there to pay for it, we didn't have the money. They wouldn't take a debit card. Some lady gave us the money for us to get our marriage license. And we walked over to the courthouse and they said, well, y'all married.
Some stranger gave you the money to get married.
At
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Now, see, that means it was meant to be right there, Brian.
And then we went back to Tennessee where he lived for our honeymoon.
Okay.
And what was that riverboat that we rode on?
Oh,
We thought it was going to be great.
Southern Belle. Southern Belle.
Southern Belle.
Great ride on the river, it's great. But
We went
the
by
food
to see
wasn't-
his grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So you were in trucking when you got married,
And I had
Yes.
retired.
and you had retired.
but I had come out of I had quit over the road. I was just driving local, and
Okay.
I hauled for M&M and for chocolate, and done a lot of Valker, but
But
yeah,
he was
I've
working
been-
at Honda.
That's all I know.
Right.
Sometimes I like trucking, but I can't say sometimes I wish I'd chose something else. If I knew how to do something else, I might do it.
Right.
But I'm in trucking because that's what I do best. And
Yep.
But when we got into flatbed, I had my best friend. She's in South Carolina. Her husband is in the business, and so that's why we went that way,
Gotcha.
because he had never been owner-operator. And we decided to go that way.
And
but-
when was that, Beverly? That was a long time ago.
2019.
Yeah.
Oh, so
December.
just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got
So
you.
I had a little bit saved up, so we just went and
We
bought
bought a
a
little
used
Freightliner.
Freightliner, 2015, and that wasn't good.
And where'd you go to work at with that?
Alabama Carriers,
Okay. And that was your first owner-operator.
first owner operator.
We couldn't go with my friends because they were in South Carolina, but he was the buddy and the one in Birmingham
Okay.
that
So,
we went with.
so you bought a truck, and that was how big a decision was that for y'all to make?
Well, it was.
We thought that Freightliner was beautiful back
Yeah.
then, but now we got that 2021 Volvo.
Yeah, we
like
it.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Now, is this your second truck, your 2021 Volvo?
It's
It
my
is.
second one. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about going from that first time being an owner-operator to how you got to Oakley back when.
Oh, that's
Last
September.
Okay, so September of 20 is when you started here.
Right.
So tell us about the process of coming to Oakley Trucking.
Oh, well, that's easy. When I was back 23 years ago, I used to haul at the carpet mill, and I had to go in and out, and I was brand new, and Oakley drivers come through there, and I'd see pneumatic, and there'd be about 3 of them. I'm talking about big old shiny Pete's, and back then that's why I started trucking, Smoking the Bandit, and man, I'd see them trucks, and I think, how do you get a job like that,
Right.
So I talked to them, and they said, well, you got to be owner-operators. I thought, there's that job down the drain. So I've known about Oakley all my life. And then, when we, of course, she had the buddy that done flatbedding, and it's this and it's that and it's this, and we didn't know nothing about
She
it.
made it sound real big.
Oh,
but
yeah, and
once you get on the road, you realize, hey, we were paying for tolls.
We
we were
paying
buying a bunch of straps.
straps, chains, binders, headache
Constantly.
rack. It's so much overhead. I mean, every week you're
And I helped him,
paying all your toes. You know,
I learned how to throw those things over
and everything.
roll them in, and
no insurance. You know, I mean,
cranking it.
She's a pretty good hand, wasn't she?
So everybody thought I drove too, and I said, no, I just work.
Just the work.
She get out there and crank them things, man.
I'd get them cranking up, and then he'd crank it 2 more times.
Yeah, she'd get it all the way to where it's about ready, and you know. So,
the only thing we really hated was the tarpon.
Yeah, I hated flatbed, but you know.
Because he's got to be Mr. Christmas perfect, you know.
How long did you flatbed?
Well, I guess we started in December, and we went all the way up to September.
So did you flatbed up till you came to Oakley?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we took a big break trying to get on with Oakley.
Yeah.
We had decided.
You know, I just told Alabama Carriage, you know, we was going to look another route, and we'd been going back and through, you know, Georgia, doing a lot of Georgia, and we stopped on the other side of Atlanta, and there it popped up in Oakley. You know, I thought, man, that's what I want to try to get right there. You know, people have small dreams, people have big dreams.
That's good.
The first recruiter, he was
so
trying to get him on.
I wanted to come to Oakley. It was pneumatic, and I said, man, I want to do that. I got a cousin that does it, and he's like, man, you'd love this. It's pneumatic. You'd love it. It's, you know, and then I thought, shoot, I'm going to call Oakley. Of course, when I called Oakley, you know, they told me, you know, to when you first start out, you know, they either want you to go in, dump, or hopper, because they got to invest a lot in you. And you got to invest a lot. So they want to make sure you like it, you're going to stay.
Right.
And then, you know, pretty much I hated in dump, but somebody love it. Everybody talked to
and
loves
he's
it.
good.
Yeah.
He don't realize he's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, I'm sitting there shaking, you know, like, oh, man, praying. You know.
Just because I'm good at it don't mean that I have the that I don't have the fear. So I never.
It takes a special person to do that stuff.
Well, it says
any dry bulb.
Right.
He checks it twice.
Yeah. Good.
But don't get out here, you know, if that advice, if you don't like anything or if you don't like something, don't get out here saying nothing, because you'll be getting calls from drivers telling you, hey, don't.
Right. Well, so you decided to come, even though they said you can't get on pneumatic, you made the decision, let's go anyway?
No,
I was disappointed when he pulled up in the truck, because I wanted to go pneumatic, you know, because I wanted the tank shiny looking.
Yeah.
And it was pretty, the one that we had. But then when we got here to get up a load, they switched the trailer on us.
Uh-oh.
We'd had it clean.
Well, it's all about the almighty dollar.
Right.
You know, so
we had to do it.
So in dump was and I didn't know what in dump consisted of. I've never done it. I've done everything in my life. Hauled cement, done everything, but I'd never done in dump or pneumatic or hopper.
Right.
But you know, I'm 52, so you know things get a little bit harder when you get older. You ain't as confident in yourself sometimes, or you know, and you just been through a lot of bad stuff, and you're just waiting on you know bad stuff can happen to you.
But there's one good thing I noticed, that he would, anytime an Oakley driver came by us and he did like that, they stopped and they helped us.
I've never seen an Oakley driver that wouldn't stop and help you. I've never seen an Oakley driver that didn't like their job.
Like helping you unload or something at a place?
Yeah. They'll spot you.
Even show you how to, one guy showed us with the bungee cord, what is that? And
clipping it.
He said he got his tool out. And he was shorter than Brian. Brian probably could have preached it better than him, but
he aimed a little cheater tool.
But you know, this guy.
I was like, why is he helping you?
I climb up on top of the trailer, you know, move my balls and put it back up. By the time I get out, man, I'm breathing. I'm like, I'm too old. Man, this guy was like 68 years old. I'm like, golly, you know, how does he do that? He's like, oh, man, I've been doing it for years. You know,
that end dump's also a weight loss and toning up. It's job too.
I lost that part when we got out of flatbed. I just sit in the truck.
Yeah. You didn't get to help anymore, did you?
No.
I'll never forget the first load I had at Oakley. I had to pick it up on the yard here. That's what you're talking about, us switching trailers, and we was going to Atlas Roofing, you know, and I picked it up, and my drive's about 600 over. A trailer, I can't remember which one was over, but I thought, man, I got to shovel it. So I jumped back there and I'm shoveling. And Oakley driver gets out and he said, man, what are you doing? I said, man, I'm trying to get some weight on the back. He said, man, just throw it in reverse and stop it, and it'll shift. You'll shift 500 pounds. Sure enough, I threw it in reserve, got out and checked and went, he's right. You know?
You got to have that. Guys help you on different things, you know. You learn all those
always
tricks and
do.
trades of the job once you get over here. And thank goodness we got
Oh,
good
yeah.
owner operators to help you.
It's like
It is
family.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's friendly, you know, out there on the road.
Y'all made some good friends over here?
Oh, man. And I've made a ton of friends. Some of them I ain't even seen in person. We just call and talk, and go down the road. We'll talk for 30 minutes when we drive, and I ain't never even seen the guy, you know.
No kidding.
And even the guy that finally convinced me into coming over to, you know, to end up, me and him talked for a long time. He's like, man, I'm gonna tell you something, you need to get out of that end up. Because he had done end up when he started. He said, man, I just couldn't get over it either. I said, well, you know, I mean, you need to come on over to pneumatic. Don't let it boil you over. Just come on over to pneumatic, you know. And that's why I'm here. As soon as they'd let me go pneumatic, that's what I wanted.
If we can get this truck to start, we'll be in it.
Yeah. Yeah, having a few truck issues out here. A brand new 21 Volvo and having a few issues with it. I bet you'll get it fixed here.
That thing's nice, though,
yeah.
inside.
Is it?
Well, it's got a bigger bed, and then we got a TV that we can watch when we stop.
Nice.
Well, we worked with, you know, we was on flatbed, and, you know, we had that Freightliner, and the check-in's like coming on all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on all the time. We'd put it in the shop, and a week later it come back on. So.
It was like we was losing money
Yeah,
putting
we
in the shop.
felt like we was losing money because we buying scrap. But then we decided when we get in a better position, you know, we'll think about a new truck. Come to Oakley, and the money was just.
I forgot what name we gave that truck, but we call this one Big Al.
Big Al.
Yeah, because I'm from Alabama, you know.
Oh, there you go. That's
Roll
a good
Tide.
name for it.
Yeah.
So, how about the money? I mean, is that something, Beverly, you handle most of, the settlements and looking at them and making sure all the bills paid, or y'all kind of do that together?
I
pay the bills.
look at the settlements and
Yeah,
Make sure they're right.
tell her what we. I don't know. I guess I looked at them for a while, but I mean, it's always been, you know, right on the money. So I can't say I really pay attention to it. I know how many miles I've run, so I got it pretty much in my head what I'm going to be making. Even though, you know, trucking is, you kind of got to be a mathematician too when you figure out everything that, you know. I've had a couple drivers. I'm like, sometimes wonder, man, this owner operating. And yeah, they just part with flatbed, but we got out here at Oakley, a few drivers told me, I said, man, just weigh out your pros and cons and see. You know, because sometimes you're working on a truck, you're working on this, especially the Freightliner, because I had the Freightliner with Oakley, you know. And I did. I weighed it out, and that's right. You know, the money is better than the pros are definitely better than the cons.
Yeah.
I remember when we first came here, though, I'm a hard rock and roll person, you know, music.
Right.
And he's more country, you know, so he introduced me to country. And when we came out here, what was the song on our way out to Little Rock?
Little past Little Rock.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
song.
Wherever we're
That's
going,
the
I put a
song
song
we
about
played
where
coming
we're
out here. Anytime we go to a different state, he finds a song about that state.
Talks about that city or state.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
find things to, you know, to.
I forgot I know what song you're talking about, but I don't know
Oh,
the name
Lynn
of it.
Womack. I'm
Yeah.
a little past Little Rock.
That's
Don't you
it,
get me on
Lynn
there
Womack.
singing.
He can sing and play
Oh.
guitar.
Does he sing while he's going down the road?
Yeah, no,
No, I have to have a guitar man to sing.
he plays the guitar.
Oh, does he?
I mean, but he ain't playing it. He's, you know, doing his hands.
Oh. He don't actually play
I
the
used
guitar.
to,
Yeah, I actually
You
play.
actually play the guitar.
I used
Yeah,
to
I
do
got-
it this way, and he said, "No, you got to do it this way."
I play
play the
guitar.
drums.
Do a few YouTube videos.
Oh, do you?
Playing guitar, yeah.
Well, we got to check
Yeah.
those out, man.
They're good. Little blues.
Little singing, little guitar playing. That's awesome.
You got a deep voice.
You gotta be able to do something. You know, you gotta have that hobby that you.
That's what I told him. What made me fall in love with him. I love that Tennessee accent.
Yeah. That's great. So now I'm assuming y'all, just by meeting both of you here pretty quick today, y'all seem like you get along great. You always getting along good in the truck. I mean, that's a pretty confined area all the time, but I mean, look, Brian don't acts like he don't want to say anything.
You know, it's me probably. I don't know. I just have to keep my mouth zipped sometimes.
Yeah. You know it, but you gotta understand.
We always get.
She don't have, you know, really stress, and I do have stress, so she knows how to take things as they come, and I don't. So during the day, I've got 1,001 things on my mind. Where I'm going to park, what time I'm going to be here, what I got to do for the next day to be here, to be there, you know.
And I've learned.
Trucking's about timing.
I keep my mouth shut when he's dumping.
And here at Oakley, man, you know, my dispatcher, he's great. I kind of hate to lose him because he will run the far out of you.
Oh, yeah?
Don't call that man unless you're ready to go.
Austin's good.
Yeah, you're going to be glad to run out of hours sometimes. Because you're going to get a break.
We sometimes pull up at the truck stop and we got a minute left.
Man.
Yeah, it's down to the minute sometimes. But it's good.
Maximizes your time, though, which
Yeah.
maximizes your money.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
That's good. You know, having a good dispatchers means a lot. But you're going to have them when you go to this pneumatic side, too. You're going to have some good dispatchers. We got a bunch of good dispatchers there,
Well,
too.
I told him, I said, I was getting tired of seeing the south and the east and the north and the east. I'm ready to go out west or something, you know.
Do something different.
Different.
She don't know what she's in for yet.
something.
This is going to be different.
And winter driving scares her to death. So I told her you was going to get on.
Do you ride all the time, Beverly, or just all the time you ride with
I
him?
ride all the time. Only time I didn't was when I was going through chemo and radiation.
And how long ago was that, and how long were you off?
It was about, it wasn't around Christmas time.
Yeah.
To the first of the year. You know, well, it went a little bit past
That's
like
right.
the 10th
About
of
November to January.
Yeah, and then he was still working for
Yeah.
about 2 weeks. But then it got where I got a little bit bad, you know, and
Right.
he asked Oakley could he'd be off with me, and he took a few weeks off when I finished up, and then where he'd drive me, you
More
know.
like about 3
Because in the
weeks, but-
beginning, you got a lot of energy, but there at the end, you don't feel like driving and all that kind
Right.
of stuff. But it's cured now, so.
Cured now.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
First of all, she don't drive, she rides.
Yeah. He calls me Dale Earnhardt.
No, she's an intimidator, man. She gonna get people out of the way, and she always got to be in front. She is the one
Yeah.
truck drivers are complaining about.
That's why I don't
she can't
drive a
be behind the
truck.
truck. Everything to her is a race. I'm like, why are you in such a hurry? Just slow down. Just let's take our time.
Yeah.
You know, but
She's one of those I complain about when I'm coming to work,
Right,
going
yeah,
back home.
yeah,
That's
that's
her.
her.
That's her.
that's her. She's the one on your butt going. You know, the most important driver on the road's right here.
Yeah, of course.
I want to be
So-
in the front.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So they ain't
I
every
don't like
time.
nobody around me.
She thinks there's a front of the line, and there's not.
No. She is never going to be driving the truck.
That's
Nope.
good stuff, Beverly.
She is not. I don't consider her safe at all. So
Oh man. Okay, it's good stuff. We're talking to Brian Gann and Beverly, his wife, and they hang out together. She rides with him all the time, going down the road, working for Oakley Truck, and he's making the change over from end dump to pneumatics this week, probably Monday, but this is Friday. So we got them in here. We persuaded them to get in here and do this podcast with us. So, you know, because we always like to get authentic, truthful stuff out on the Oakley Podcast. So, you know, people can see the passion, whether you're telling the truth and all that. None of this is scripted, and that's what I like about it. And I think our audience does too. So we talk about all kinds of stuff. We're all over the board today, but it's really fun, and you can tell. So let's take a quick break and talk about Aero Truck Sales. Keith Wilson and Trey down in Springfield, Missouri, those guys do a fantastic job on selling trucks to owner-operators that are looking to come on to Oakley Trucking, and just want to make sure you guys know about them. We've dealt with them a long time. They are no leases, straight financing, specialize in first-time truck buyers, 5-year or newer tractors, all makes and models, less than 400,000 miles. They run a great program there. The best thing I like about them is service after the sale. Be sure and tell them you heard all this on the Oakley Podcast, and they'll also give you a choice of $600 worth of fuel or $600 truck accessories, or they'll pay half your first month payment if you finance with transport funding. Check them out. Call Keith Wilson at Aero Truck Sales, 573-216-6047. Give them a call and let them know you heard it on the Oakley Podcast. And packing the truck.
oh God, that's the worst.
He hates the way I
Let's talk.
That's the worst.
Let's talk about packing
That's
the truck.
the worst thing.
I'm short. I have to climb up on the bed,
And the fact that
and then I have to ask him if he wants something. I'm like, well, I put it up there on the top. I can't get up there and get it while you're driving.
well, why the heck you put it up if you can't reach it? You know? And she wants
So-
to put.
She take a lot of stuff?
Ain't nobody can hear us right now.
Oh yeah, I
We're
take
just-
too much stuff. If we stop, we want to maybe stay in a hotel. We just want to have some little break out of the truck.
Yeah, get some room.
Yeah.
And it's like moving
And it's like he's
Elvis.
like, I have to say, just go
All
go
this-
on into the room. I'll bring everything in. I used to have this makeup bag, pink makeup bag. Oh, we hated that thing. Finally, I finally got it down to a little makeup bag.
What about food?
Oh, food, yeah.
Well,
Y'all
we
take
just
any
now,
food, or you?
Yeah, we
That man, that saves
We got
that
ham
saves a lot of
sandwich.
time. We you know, I don't know if we can talk about a porta potty.
Yeah, talk about where you're going.
Okay, well, you know,
Yeah, that
used
was
to
the best thing we ever bought.
It was. Hey, they got.
We don't have to go on truck stop as much. We
got-
bought us a little coffee pot. I
And it's
get
got
up and
gel
make us
in it.
coffee
You
in the
can't-
morning.
I never
Nice.
would buy it. 22 years, I never would buy one. I thought, heck no, man.
That's
I
the
mean,
best
it just,
thing.
It just seemed awful. You know, it sounded horrible to me.
Till you got your wife in the truck.
Yeah. You're gonna, you know, if you ain't got one of them, you know, they got to pay every.
We got those
Every
sausage
45
biscuits to
minutes.
eat in the morning. You know, the little frozen sausage biscuits.
Put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
We got a microwave.
Got a refrigerator. Got all our food in there. We don't cook. We ain't figured out a way of cooking on the truck yet, but
What?
Because we bought that Volvo and it had a table, but that wasn't that
Wasn't
table.
practical.
No,
'cause
it was better to have a more comfortable bed. You know, so we went and bought a good mattress. They cut it for us and
Nice.
yeah.
got some good pillows that's good.
So y'all
Comfort's
sleep
every-
good in there then.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
comfortable.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
we sleep good.
like a
But no,
Winnebago.
When we get home, last thing we want to do is sleep in the same bed.
Yeah. Separate, right?
Yeah, we
Need a little space.
yeah, I need a little
He
space.
snores.
That's
I
right.
got you. Well, that happens, you know. That's good. How long y'all stay out before you go home?
Well, now it's well, we've been home about every weekend, you know, but a lot of times we go every other weekend.
Well, you got family, right?
Mm-hmm.
At home, you said you had grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a son and a granddaughter and another grandson on the way.
All right, congratulations.
Yeah,
Are they all around your area there where you live, or they get? Oh,
His is in Tennessee.
yeah, mine lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So.
okay.
But talk to him every day, and we send each other,
Stay in touch.
pictures and videos, and yeah. So it's pretty good. I'd like to have a closer relationship, but I've
And
checked all my life.
son
so-
lives in Birmingham,
Okay.
and with my two grandbabies, Simone and Jack. But I've got a younger son that lives in Texas, and we stayed with him one time in Texas.
Nice. We get around Texas quite a bit, so that's good.
He was in the Navy, in a nuke sub.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. So, do you get to stop and see the country any? You're probably just steadily working all the time, aren't you? You don't ever get to do much
One
sightseeing or anything.
Now,
No,
if we
we-
go down to Mobile, Alabama, and there's that nice restaurant right there, we'll stop and have some good seafood.
I just love the way they say Alabama.
Yeah.
I say Alabama, and she, Alabama.
It says Montgomery.
Montgomery. We just say Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Montgomery.
Gotcha.
Y'all put so much into it. Anyway, go ahead.
Make a sentence out of it.
Yeah.
Who was that?
A sentence out of one word.
Somebody that
Montgomery.
lives near us that was talking to you, he said he lived in Vestavia Hills. No, he said Vestavia. And I told Brian, I said, it's Vestavia Hills. It's not just Vestavia.
It's
But-
Vestavia Hills.
Hills.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Oh, man. Good stuff, man. Well, that's it sounds like y'all have fun on the road, and having fun is an important thing in a marriage. You got to have fun with one another. If you
Oh yeah.
And then there's Texas Forever in Houston, Texas.
Our favorite thing
Places
is
to eat.
places to eat. Trying to find places to
You
eat.
get tired of peanut
Being
butter
on
and
the
jelly
coast, eat
sandwiches.
seafood.
So how do you find that? You just Beverly, you Google wherever town you're going to, you try to find something that you can get in and out of.
Oh yeah.
Is that easy to do? That got to be hard to do to get a
Sometimes
truck.
No,
Okay.
it's got to be
Hard.
truck friendly.
Right.
You got so many restrictions
So
nowadays.
sometimes I call them. Can an 18-wheeler get in there?
Well, she
Right.
don't realize she has zero geography. You know, she
Yeah.
zeroed about the map. She don't know. She can't point out on the map where we're at. So she wants to put on her phone the address of where we're going. You know, she don't need it because I got GPS and I'm watching it because mine's truck route. But the whole time there, she's like, "Well, mine says go this way."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care what yours says. We're going by this. I've been lost. I used to deliver to New York all the time, stick holler. Yeah. And I'd have to, deliver furniture, and I'd get in so many messed up predicaments. So I'm not too.
You gonna listen to her directions?
I don't listen now.
Sometimes he does.
No, I do not. I don't. I might let her think I do. I go what way I'm going to go.
Yeah.
He is stubborn.
Yeah, I'm not too big on taking little bitty routes everywhere if I don't have to.
Right.
Like I-30 out here. I wish I'd avoided it the other day. It's horrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of construction going on around here.
Yeah.
A lot of it. So you excited about this pneumatic change? You feel good about it?
Oh, yeah, great about it. Great about it. I feel good about it. I don't,
I'm kind of excited if we get to go to Canada. I've never seen that.
I'm not excited about Canada.
He's not.
No.
And getting the weight right, stuff like that. It's just learning something else.
Learning something new.
That's it.
I'll be taking a lot of pictures.
But I've been learning something new for about 2 years now. I'm ready to learn something and stick with it a while and get a little routine with it.
You here to stay?
Well, yeah. I'll retire from Oakley.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we need.
Me. And that's good to hear. And I knew that when I asked that. But, looking for finding good owner operators that care about a company and want to do things right and also prosper. You guys want to be more successful all the time, just like you're changing divisions. And the way to do that, is thank goodness we got the opportunity to do that, and you're with the same company. You can change divisions, make more pay, and still be with the same company.
Right.
Never leave. And
This company's the only company I know that we don't pay for tolls.
Right.
Trailer rental.
Trailer rental.
And
what was the other thing that we thought about?
The bottom line.
There's a third thing, but
the bottom line is you guys making money and being successful and representing Oakley well. And it sounds like you're doing good. And I know you're representing us well, especially with that new Volvo and fixing to be with that fancy pneumatic tank hooked up. But
we try to keep it washed.
Well, that's another thing. I said, you got to, the washouts. Oh, you got to, that's just another way to. Sometimes we don't get to a place where we can wash our truck. That's just a time to wash our truck. So it's a win-win to me.
Well, I want y'all to get back with me now. Y'all need to come back on here a few months down the road and let us know the journey of the pneumatic tank and see how it's going in the future. I think that would be good for everybody to hear, see how it's going.
I got a little book. I write down all the good restaurants,
Oh, well, you may be able to publish that thing or something that, down the road, Beverly. Keep track of it.
Somebody said that on Facebook. We need to come up with a little thing showing all the good places to eat and
where they're at.
We like when in Rome, go with the Romans. So we liked whatever's famous where they're at. Was today we tried David's Burgers and that place pretty good.
Good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That reminded me of that place in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Gibbet's truck. I say she wants to talk about food.
Yeah. Goes back to that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I sure appreciate y'all joining us. You got anything you want to add before we about out of time here?
Oh no, I believe I'm good.
Tapped out.
I just believe that anybody that wants to work here, this is like family to us,
Yeah, it really is.
We've been more happier.
The one thing I'm surprised at, when you walk in the door, you can tell it's a very successful company, and I'm surprised they ain't got 10,000 drivers, but they have to do that because they want to. They just want to have that small company atmosphere, and they're right where they want to be. They've been successful a long time, and they ain't going nowhere. So.
Well, I sure appreciate y'all's input. I appreciate your testimony and everything, and sharing it with us, and getting up here and getting out of your comfort zone, and doing the old podcast with us. And I really do. It helps, and it'll be. We'll put her out there one day pretty soon, a couple weeks, and y'all get to watch it for yourself and see how it was. Don't worry, we'll cut out all the bad stuff. Appreciate everybody listening to the Oakley Podcast. Once again, check us out on social media. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Like us on all the outlets that we have, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Check us out and Keep it coming. Keep the comments coming, and let us know what you want to hear on the Oakley Podcast. Appreciate you guys as always, and we'll talk to you next week.